Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Coffee with Mia. Pour yourself a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's have a conversation. Today, we are going to talk about something almost all of us has experienced at some time of our lives: toxic people. Just hearing those words probably brings someone to mind. Maybe a family member, maybe a friend, maybe a coworker, or maybe someone you love deeply. And here's what I learned. Being related to someone doesn't automatically make the relationship healthy. Knowing someone for 20 years doesn't mean that they're good for you. Loving someone doesn't mean that you have to accept being hurt over and over again. Sometimes we stay because that's what we think a good person is supposed to do. We tell ourselves they'll change. We make excuses for them. We give them one more chance and then another. And you know what? Before you know it, years have gone by. Not because we were weak, because we were hopeful. Hope is beautiful, but hope without boundaries can become self-destruction. When people hear the word toxic, they often picture screaming arguments or explosive fights. But that's not always how it looks. Sometimes it's subtle. It's the person that always makes you feel guilty. The person who somehow turns every conversation back to themselves. The one who criticizes you often because, you know what, they're just being honest. The person who disappears when you need them, and when they need you, you're supposed to drop everything for them. The one who leaves you emotionally exhausted every single time you're together. Pay attention to how people make you feel. Don't pay attention once or after a bad day. Pay attention constantly, because your body often notices long before your mind is willing to admit it. I've learned this lesson. Stop trying to fix everyone. Now, I understand this one is hard, especially if you're naturally caring. Some of us believe that if we just love someone enough, support them enough, understand them enough, they'll finally become the person we know that they could be. Maybe, but maybe not. You cannot heal someone who refuses to do their own work. You cannot carry someone else's emotional responsibility forever. And you are not failing because someone else chooses not to grow. That's their journey, not yours. I think boundaries get a bad reputation. People hear the word boundaries and they assume it means shutting people out. But it doesn't. A boundary simply says, that's what I will accept. This is what I will not accept. And here's the important part. Boundaries aren't about controlling someone else. Boundaries are about what you're willing to participate in. You don't need permission from anyone to protect your own peace. Not everyone deserves a front row seat. This is something that we've talked about before. Just because someone has been in your life for years doesn't mean they deserve unlimited access to you. People earn trust. People earn closeness. People earn a front row seat. And sometimes people lose that front row seat. That isn't revenge. That's wisdom. One of the hardest things that I've learned is that not every misunderstanding needs to be corrected. Not every accusation deserves a response. Not every opinion needs your defense. And sometimes the hardest thing you can do is just walk away. Peace is often found in the conversations we choose not to have. We spend so much time talking about protecting our money, protecting our home, protecting our passwords. But how often do we protect our emotional energy? Who gets your time? Who gets your attention? And who gets your compassion? Now, those are valuable resources. Spend them wisely. You don't owe everyone unlimited access to your heart. Now, this is something I think many of us struggle with. We tell ourselves we have to forgive, and we assume that everything goes back to the way it was. Well, that's not always the case. You can forgive someone, but you still can recognize that the relationship isn't healthy. Forgiveness frees you from carrying the weight of anger. It does not require you to hand someone the keys to your peace again. Sometimes forgiveness happens from a distance, a healthy distance. And you know what? That's okay. As I've gotten older, I realized I don't need dozens of relationships. I need genuine ones. The people who celebrate your successes. The people who tell you the truth with kindness. The people who respect your boundaries. The people who don't make you feel like you're walking on eggshells. The older I get, the more I value peace over drama, consistency over chaos, honesty over appearances, and kindness over being right. If someone in your life is constantly draining your joy, making you question your worth, ignoring your boundaries, or bringing pain over peace, it's time to step back. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to make a dramatic announcement. And you know what? You don't even have to convince anyone that your decision was the right one. You simply have to choose what's healthy for you. Life is too short to constantly be recovering from people who refuse to give you respect. Protect your peace, protect your heart, and protect your future. Because the healthier your relationships become, the healthier you become too. As always, thank you for spending your time with me today. If this episode spoke to you today, I hope you'll share it with someone who maybe needs to hear it. Until next time, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and remember, life is not a dress rehearsal. What are you waiting for? I'll see you next time for another Coffee with Mia.